Republicans keep saying Biden doesn't need Congress. He can stop what's happening at the border all by himself. Can you fact check that for us? Because we here all know that's not true.
Republicans have been saying, largely wrongly, right, because saying that the president can close the border unilaterally on his own. The president actually doesn't have the authority under law to do that.
There's only so much President Biden can do with executive action, and he did try to do whatever he could.
They actually are doing everything they can.
The president's hands are tied. There's only so much that he can do.
President Biden has issued certain executive orders, but there's only so much he can do within his purview.
What an intractable problem this is for the president with no easy solutions.
No easy solutions here.
There are no easy solutions here, folks.
The president insisting there's only so much he can do without Congress.
How much can actually be done quickly without Congress acting?
How would this happen without the power of the purse, without Congress getting involved?
They need Congress to act to fix the broken immigration system.
This cannot happen without Congress resourcing this.
There's only so much a president can do with his pen and his phone.
The media and our friends in the Democrat Party kept saying we needed new legislation. We must have legislation to secure the border. But it turned out that all we really needed was a new president.
That's all we really needed. We only needed Uncle Trump to step back in office. And once he stepped back in office, it would all be fixed. You know, that's exactly what happened. Even though mainstream media, and I played that clip at the very beginning, one, to prove that mainstream media lies profusely. Because it's not like these folks don't know the truth. It's not like they don't know about executive orders. Now, is that a permanent fix? Of course not. We all know that. Of course, for a permanent fix, you need Congress to act. Duh. Everybody knows that. But you can have some executive orders to get things done. I mean, Joe Biden, he knows everything about executive orders. He basically lived his entire life in politics. So he knows about these things, and so does mainstream media. So thank goodness for the internet. Thank goodness for the internet, because now we get to expose mainstream media once again for being the liars that they truly are. Anyway, that's all we needed, baby. Uncle Trump. Let's dive in.
Just feet away from Mexico, our cameras captured a heavily fortified U.S. border.
This has been known for so many years for the high level of smuggling activity.
That has been true historically, but not anymore.
The activity is very slow. There's multiple factors attached to why we have seen a significant drop in apprehensions recently. One of them, of course, is consequences.
And you believe that is due to new policies from Washington, D.C.?
It has a lot to do with that.
It is quiet here at the U.S.-Mexico border, where illegal crossings are down by more than 90% from the same time last year. We have seen Border Patrol agents, soldiers, and vehicles and barriers, but no migrants so far. President Trump has shut down the U.S. asylum system, empowering officials to swiftly deport migrants without processing their claims. He has also deployed thousands of troops to the border and tasked the military with deportations.
Border has been shut down. It turns out you don't really need Congress in order to shut the border, huh? Quite interesting, because mainstream media, you know, the folks that tell us to trust them, were continuously telling us that in order to get the border shut down, Congress has got an act. So Republicans have to agree to what Democrats are trying to put on the table, even though Chuck Schumer never took the bill that Republicans passed in the House up for a vote in the Senate. Quite interesting how that story completely disappeared and nobody in mainstream media talked about it. Real interesting. Real interesting. Republicans had passed a border security bill like 3 years ago at this point, and Chuck Schumer never took it up for a vote in the Senate. But it's all Republicans' fault that the border was wide open. Right. Check it out. It goes even further from CBS.
You spent how long, going along the border?
About 4 hours.
And how different was this trip versus past trips
Well, we
during
did not
different
see
administrations?
a single migrant or asylum seeker. And typically, when we go to the U.S.-Mexico border, we at least see one group of people who are trying to cross into the U.S. illegally. We did not see a single migrant. We saw soldiers, Border Patrol agents, and National Guard troops, and vehicles and barriers, but no migrants.
Yeah. You heard that from CBS. Folks who obviously don't like Republicans, and especially not Trump, didn't see a single migrant. I'm sure they created this or, wanted to make this story to try to make it sound and seem as if the border wasn't actually closed and Trump wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing or what he promised he was going to do. And yet they couldn't find a single person, not a single group, not one. Traveled up and down. All they saw were Border Patrol officers, but not a single migrant trying to cross. Remember, once again, and I have to keep reminding folks because once again, we do not hate mainstream media enough. These are the same folks in that very first clip that you saw at the beginning of this video that continuously told us the border can't be closed. Congress has to act. They know the facts, remember? They've got all the facts, right? I believe that first lady said, "Can you fact check that?" Where was it? Let me run that back. Let me run that back.
Republicans keep saying Biden doesn't need Congress. He can stop what's happening at the border all by himself. Can you fact check that for us? Because we here all know that's not true.
We here all know that's not true. Can you fact check that for us? We don't despise these folks enough. I mean, seriously, just blatantly lying to the American people. And once again, they know the truth. They have a whole, they have research teams. So they know the truth. These aren't stupid folks. They know full well that Joe Biden and Democrats could have closed the border. They know that. But they chose to blatantly lie. How ridiculous.
How else have they been able to get these numbers down so dramatically low?
Maurice, I'm going to tell you something that I heard today from an immigration attorney dealing with all kinds of cases. Just Trump being in office is deterrence enough. But there have been dozens of policies and actions from the Trump administration, from trying to stop refugee resettlement to ending the appointments that tens of thousands of people had to make their case for asylum, to ending visa programs, parole. And the impact is felt throughout the hemisphere. Last week, I heard from a Panamanian government official who told me that now their country is dealing with reverse migration, people heading back down south from those who historically had tried to head up north.
Hey, and that's the way it should be, right? If you want to come here, you come here the right way. We welcome folks, but not just anybody and everybody. But Trump has actually stepped it up even further. Yeah. Y'all remember that CBP-1 app that Joe Biden and Democrats unleashed on us and made it a hell of a lot easier to get these people processed into the country very quickly? Well, Trump flipped the script on that one. Check it out.
Well, breaking right now, the Trump DHS is launching a new self-deportation app for illegal immigrants, giving those in the U.S. illegally an incentive to cooperate. And Bill Melugin is live in L.A. with more. Hi, Bill.
Dana, good morning to you. So this is pretty remarkable. The Trump administration has taken that controversial CBP-1 cell phone app for migrants that the Biden administration was using, and they've repurposed it into a self-deportation app that is officially launching today. And we're getting an exclusive first look at it. Take a look. The app is now called CBP Home. It allows illegal aliens in the U.S. to register to self-deport. They fill out biographical information, including their countries of citizenship, which country they plan to return to, their alien registration numbers, their contact information, and it allows them to upload photos of themselves to confirm their identity. All of it is then submitted to CBP, and they leave the country. Now, you might be asking yourself, well, why would an illegal immigrant want to self-deport? Well, DHS says if they leave now, they will have the opportunity to return to the U.S. legally in the future and chase the American dream. But if they don't leave, they will be found, arrested, detained, and deported with a permanent ban on entry into the United States. In a statement to Fox News, DHS Secretary Kristi Noem said in part, quote, the Biden administration exploited the CBP-1 app to allow more than 1 million aliens to illegally enter the United States. With the launching of the CBP Home app, we are restoring integrity to our immigration system. If they don't self-deport, we will find them, deport them, and they will never return. The Biden administration's use of the CBP-1 app allowed more than 40,000 migrants to come into the U.S. at a port of entry every single month. That totaled nearly 1 million migrants by the end of his presidency. President Trump terminated that app immediately upon taking office, leading to scenes like this, showing migrants dismayed at the border on the day of his inauguration as they learned their CBP-1 appointments were canceled and were never coming back.
Good. So that has been ended and completely reversed. They can use that app now to self-deport themselves, which I agree with, right? You don't just get to waltz into this country illegally. You come here legally. That's the way you do it. And if you do it that way, hey, welcome. Welcome home, right? Welcome to your new home, okay? But coming here illegally, no, I don't feel bad when you get deported, or I don't feel bad when you've walked all of this way and you got right to the border and everything got shut down because we elected Uncle Trump. I don't feel bad for that. Nope, you can't convince me to feel bad for that. Nope, not at all. We have laws on the books, and I don't think I'm crazy in saying that you follow the law. You know, I don't think that's a crazy statement. We have legal ways to get into this country, and like I said, if you come here legally, welcome home. Welcome home, you know? That's the way that I feel about it. But what do you say, man? What do you say? Borders shut down, even though they told us that it couldn't happen. Lied to us once again. Peace and love. I'm out.